Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. Sorry. And today I'm doing a New Year's book tag. I know it's the last week of January. It's still January. And I mean, how do you define a new year? Can a new year be defined by like the first 2 months, maybe? I can't want to do this, so here I am doing it. So this is the Ringing in the New Year book tag. It was created by Uh, give me a little moment. Gonna check out who's created by Bookmark Chronicles. I'm gonna link that down below, of course. And yeah, let's start. What's the best books if you had a good reading year or series you read in 2023? Now, extra me, I'm gonna show you both some standalones, but also some series because I read both. I loved, and if you're not new to this, will have noticed this before. If you're new to me, hi, I love this book. It is Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Belthor. It's a masterpiece of a book. It's a book that every romance lover needs to read. It's just so amazing. It's the perfect book. I mean, it has a perfect romance, at least in my head. Great side characters, great plot, great villains, because yeah, there's kind of villains in this book in a way. There's some villains-ish action. It has humor, romance. Yeah, as I said, great romance. It's about books. I mean, it's set like around a bookstore and like a book model. So yeah, it's a book everyone needs to check out. Then we have Out of the Blue by Jason June. Also a book I rave lots about. And it's amazing. It also changed my life. Both these books, I would say, changed my life. This one, I suppose, kind of made me think a bit more. It's both lighthearted, but also like, wow, that's something else. And yeah, and deep, lighthearted and deep. It's like a nice speech read, but also like, oh. And yeah, it just gives you so much. And yeah, definitely a book I highly recommend. So those are kind of standalone, not series books. And then by series, I would say I read the last two in Pages and Co books by Anna James last year. This is the sixth one. The fifth I had from the library. Most of them I read from library. I kind of want to buy them, but yeah, as of now I have most of them from library. And yeah, this one it just ended the whole series in a just amazing way, and I just loved it so much. Like each book in this series kind of takes the world and like everything to a different place, and it's just yeah. I suppose it's kind of like if you haven't heard of it, why haven't you? But yeah, I suppose it's kind of like that older classic ink art where people can go into books and yeah, so you can kind of literally live or like be inside your favorite book, and it's just every book lover's dream. And yeah, it's an amazing series. It's a middleweight series, but I would say like if you love books, which people on booktube tend to do, you would also love this series. Yes, and then yeah, other series that I read last year. Give me a moment. Also finished. Did I read the whole series or just? I'm not okay. Yeah, I read either the whole series or just the second last book in the Uncommoner series or trilogy by Jennifer Bell. This is. Give me a moment. This is the first book. Maybe this is the first book, which I. Yeah, anyway, I have the first book in Norwegian because that's why like I got it used from a library. And the second two books I read in no, the last book I read in English because I believe the first two books are in Norwegian. I don't think the last one is. Yeah, anywho, I finished this series last year and oh my god, what ending to the series! It's just whoa, whoa, just so good. I also, yes, gotta mention all the things, but yeah, I also read The Hatmakers, which is the first in a trilogy by Tamsin Merchant. So you have the Makers, and then you have the Blacking Out. I'm gonna double check what the second book is called, because the second book has a name, as you would think. Just gonna double check what it's called. Mm-hmm. There, and then there. Yeah, the second book is called The Map Makers, which I read The Hat Makers in October and the Map Makers in December, and both just so good books. The last book in this trilogy, because I believe it's a trilogy, Troublemakers, just came out. I've not read that one yet, but yeah, the first two are amazing. Middle grade books with like magical whimsicalness, magical realism-ish, because there's magic, but it's not like, I would say it's kind of like more one of those books that's kind of like in a world on its own. Like it's set in England, but it's a different England than ours, and it's not like, it's kind of historical, but doesn't really give you a year. But yeah, Hatmakers by Tamsin Merchant, very good series. Check it out. And then we have authors you discovered this year you want to read more of. So I read two Jason June books. I read Out of the Blue, and I also read, now I'm blacking out on the name. Ryan. No, sorry, Riley Weaver needs a date to the Gay Butchon's ball, which I did on an audiobook. Well, I did this on an audiobook as well. I love them both very much. Definitely intend to read more Jason June Bloom, Jason June, because both of these books were, yeah, amazing and life changing. Well, this one was life changing anyway. And yeah, and then I also read Jennifer Bell, and she has other books. I kind of want to read her other books. And also, I read Ask a Historian by Greg Jenner, which he's a non-fiction author, though, I mean, it didn't say a fiction author, so yeah, I'm gonna mention this one. Very much enjoyed this book, and I know he has other books out there, at least one other book, so checking out those as well. And yeah, that's enough like go overboard. I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, in general, if you didn't notice, last year I had a very good reading year. There. Best book adaptation for 2023. Honestly, for this was kind of difficult because yeah, I watched some movies, but I couldn't really first think of anyone like those adaptations that I enjoyed. But then I remembered, yeah, very early on last year, I saw Asterix and Obelix in the Kingdom of the Dragons, which is, well, so that's kind of cheating. No, it's not cheating. Well, it's actually kind of an adaptation because it's actually not based off a comic. Most of the other Asterix and Obelix movies are based on specific comics, like a mix. This one is just based on an idea, but it's based on Asterix and Obelix from the comics, so I'm gonna count it. And yeah, it had all the lovely things from my childhood that I loved. It has the great like funny humor. It has the great characters, and yeah, it's just so nice to be back in this world, and I love it so much. And then adaptation I'm looking forward to because I'm gonna answer both because why not? Adaptation I'm looking forward to is This Time Next Year, which is based on the same book by Sophie Cousins. It's I want to say rom com, yeah, rom com romance, yeah, those kinds of lines where two people they meet and then they end up like they randomly they are both born on New Year's Eve, and one of them is lucky, one of them is not, and it's kind of like they kind of, well, one of them kind of gives the other one like the fault of not being lucky, and yeah, it's just a good romance where you like have a nice romance, but also like great characters and yeah, one of my favorite stories from the last few years. Definitely a book I feel people should check out. And yeah, I recently found out it's becoming a movie, and I'm like, yes, 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 give it to me. So yeah, give me a moment. And yes, that's my answer to that question. And next question: has your reading changed, or reading habits changed? Have you caught up with new genres? And I didn't really feel like my reading habits changed last year. Maybe I read more nonfiction, but I wouldn't really say yeah completely changed. Like last summer, I read quite a lot of rereads, which was fun. But like I have reread stuff before, so I wouldn't really say that's a reading habit change. So no. Or how did you find reading habits change? I don't know. And did I go into new genres? Ah, don't really feel like it much did. So yep, not really. But it was good reading here. So yep. Favorite ship? Again, I'm gonna go with Tansy and blank out. Tansy and Gemma. Yeah, blank out. Like, still love these two characters. Tansy and Gemma is just the perfect relationship. That they're just OTP, and I love them so much. As you would. And sorry. And then you have um 2024 TBR. Have you already thought about it? I've done like some videos about this already, but it's part of this tag, so yeah. And yeah, like, do you have like a specific uh number of books you want to read this year? So like TBR thoughts, like in kind of in general, I actually went through and like I counted all my unread books, which is like around 300. I mean, yeah, I did just like read, and I would say like January has been kind of a good reading year, but I have not read that many, and I have bought some books. So I suppose it's still kind of around that. It's not that changed from like when I when I counted, because yes, I've counted that last week, and now I have read some books since last week, but I've also bought some books, so it's kind of been up and up. But yeah, I kind of my reading goal, like as a number, it's 104, because I feel like that's kind of 2 books a week. And like, so like if I have a bad book, to like just read one book, it's not that awful, because I mean then you can kind of yeah be lazy and read one book a week. Or if you read 3 books a week, then suddenly you're on top. So and yeah, for me, 2 books a week, I feel like it's not that difficult really. And also some books I finish more. So yeah, it's kind of a nice goal, because I know I'll reach it, but also like I won't at the end of the year I won't really have to like put the goal lot down, because like panic, because I'll probably, I mean, it's a goal that I'll probably manage. I might change it like during the fall, but I'm not sure if I will, because like if October comes and I've read 110 books, well, I can just has it as bonus. I don't really need to change the reading goal. Like it just has like a you've managed to go, and all the rest is bonus. So yeah. Uh, Other than that, I want to continue some series, start some series, finish some series, as you would do. Maybe I think I'm gonna do a series like checkup. Yeah, I want to do that. Like just focus on that in a video. But yeah, so just reading different continuing on series and stuff. Um, I kind of want to get to some books that I've had in my TBR for a while, as you want to do. And other than that, yeah, I don't really have any more TBR thoughts really. 104 is my goal, and so far I'm um like a good way to well good way. So far I've read I think I've read like 10 books of so far really this month, 15 books around that. So yeah, so far I'm doing well. It's going well. Uh, Question 7: will you do readathons? Um, so I don't really often plan readathons for like a long time in advance. Like I might. if I'm planning a TBR, I might like check out what readathons is coming out next month or two. But like often I don't really plan it that well, like that long in advance and stuff. But I do kind of, I've done Eurovisionathon for like 4 years now, 3 years, 3 or 4 years now, and I very much enjoy that. So yeah, definitely gonna do that. That happens during April and May because that's when like yeah, it's kind of happens the 4 weeks before Eurovision, the final. So like the idea there is to read as many or like read from the Eurovision countries. And yeah, I want to do that this year, definitely. Um, Other than that, I don't really have any readathon plans. Really, I don't really have anything planned. Probably do some, but I don't really have them planned. So yeah. Well, I suppose it kind of depends how you define a readathon. Like I'm probably gonna do non-fiction November. I feel like a non-fiction November. I feel like it's more like a reading theme, reading month. It's not really like a because like if you just finish one non-fiction November, yay, you're done a readathon. Because I kind of feel like readathons kind of, at least in my mind, kind of you kind of need to have like to have prompts and like yeah, follow more prompts and just reading from a theme. So yeah, I don't really count non-fiction November as a readathon. At least not in my mind. It's more like a themed month. But yeah, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Reading goals. Reading goals. I feel like it's kind of, as I said, I've done this in other videos before. But yeah, if you haven't seen other videos by me, I'm gonna do 50 books by queer authors. I'm gonna do 50 books by POC authors. Uh, and yeah, I mean those could interlap, but at least like don't have to interlap. I also want to read more disability rep, so I don't really have a number there, but just kind of in more general disability rep, I want to read more of those. Other than that, I don't believe I have. Like, yeah, I suppose kind of general goal. Don't go on huge buying sprints this year. Like, don't buy so many books. Like, if I end this year with like 290 unread books, that wouldn't really be that awful because it would meant I've read quite a lot of books, but hmm, also I bought some books, and I wouldn't say that's that. It's just kind of 10 books down. I wouldn't say that's awful though. Like if I end up reading more of my TBR, cool. Uh, but like I don't really want to be here next year and having like 500 unread books. That's hoping that doesn't happen. Planning that doesn't happen. Yeah, planning that doesn't happen. I suppose also I could, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do a goal. If I want to read a new book, I might try to get it from the library. Though often, like, new books are like library, but like sometimes you can get a new book from library instead of buying it. So I'm going to try to do that. And yeah, and that, my dear friends, is the ringing in the new year book tag. If you have not done this tag and you want to do it, as me, kind of late, but you want to do it, tag, you're it. And that's how easy I'm gonna do it. And I'll see you soon. Bye.